But here's the deal, guys. It's easy to focus on the negative. It's easy to sit here and look at this truck and say, what a stupid decision. And it is a stupid decision, but it's easy to focus on the negative when you can't and be blinded by it is the most important. Like, it's easy to focus on it and be blinded by it, or you can see all the good that is everywhere else and realize that there is a ton to be thankful for, and this is just one situation amongst many good things. As much as I don't like it, it's okay to not like it, and I don't. I have to choose right now to rest in that. YouTube. This is Adam with Hurley Films, and as most of you have heard at this point, the house that we built in 2020 and moved into in spring break of 2021 burnt down a week ago, this past Friday. It's been tough. It sucks. It really does suck. But I also want you to know that I haven't lost my joy. I haven't lost what I feel like is most important. But I wanted to tell you guys the story of what happened. That Friday I was on the phone with Brad and we were talking about work, and Hurley busted in the door and just screamed, "Daddy, the house is on fire." So I hung up with Brad and I ran in the house and saw that the back porch was on fire. And so instinctively I ran out of the house and went and grabbed the hose that's on the corner of the shop up here and turned the hose on and turned around for the first time and saw that the whole back porch was just engulfed in flames. And right then I knew that it was done. And I ran into the house and turned the corner, and Austin met me right there. He had full sprint, Usain Bolt, knife hands, all the way across the meadow to come meet us. And in fact, I think he said he fell a few times coming up our hill, which I have security cameras and they weren't on, and I wish they were on to see him sprint across the field. But he met me at the house and we went in 2 or 3 times, got clothes and a few keepsakes, things that we could grab before it was just too much. And he kind of clotheslined me going into the house the last time. He wouldn't let me go back in, which I'm thankful for, because I would have gotten way too much smoke inhalation at that point. But yeah, the house burned down. I remember at that point just hugging Casey and telling her that it was all going to be okay. I'm so proud of Hurley. Hurley, he turned into like a little man. Come to find out, no one told him to come get me. He just knew that it was an emergency, and without prompting from any other adult, he ran into the shop and got me. And for that first 10 minutes of trying to figure out a way to possibly fight the fire, before we realized that it was just over, he was running around with me the whole time, and I looked down about 10 minutes into it and I realized he didn't have any shoes on, and he didn't even realize it. He just wanted to help, and he didn't shed a tear because he knew he had to be strong for his mommy and for his sisters. The next time I saw him, he was standing there holding Addie, and Josie was crying and he was holding her. Before then, he actually went in the house and saved Baby, which was Josie's favorite doll. But I'm super proud of Hurley. It's been a roller coaster event. The next day, our house kind of half burned on Friday, and then the wind picked up again on Saturday, rekindled the flames, and it burnt the whole thing down to the ground.
Just keep him wet. So when the fire trucks get here,
Just be careful, we got ammo going off. And like I said earlier, I know it sounds really cliche, but it's just stuff. It's just stuff. After the house had rekindled again and burnt all the way to the ground, we were told by both the fire department and by the fire investigator with the insurance company that we ought to go ahead and just tear the house down. And it's amazing how you go into game mode. Like, you go into this, I don't know what else to call it other than game mode, where you're just running on straight adrenaline. And I called my friend Larry, who, it's funny, it kind of all started with Larry and it kind of all came down with Larry. Larry brought his track hoe over, and they told us, for number one, to try to get the metal off the metal roof off to help it to where it doesn't kind of seal the heat in. And as he was tearing it down, it was the first time I really kind of grieved a little bit. After the whole thing was over, and everything was up in a pile, my friend Chad and my pastor at the church, Spence, they were standing out front with me. And I remember just saying, God, I don't understand this, but you're still good. I'm just so thankful that he didn't take any of my family. Like I said, everything we lost was just stuff. I can't buy any more babies that I have now. And we all got out and everybody's okay. But it still stings. But when the whole house was piled up, I was walking around it the next day, and out in the middle of everything, in the slab, was sitting this Bible. And I just picked it up and I started reading. And it says this: "And I will praise you yet more and more. My mouth will tell of your righteous acts, of your deeds of salvation all the day. For their number is past my knowledge. With the mighty deeds of the Lord I will come. I will remind them of your righteousness and yours alone. I don't understand what's happening to me, but I know that the Bible tells me that God has a plan to prosper and not to harm me. And I know that everything he does has a purpose and has a reason. And even though I may not understand it now, maybe someday I will. And maybe it was for this moment right now, where whoever you are, you're watching this and you're going through a tough time. And your house hasn't burned down, but your world's on fire. I don't know. But maybe this moment, if my house burned down, for you to know that Jesus loves you, I'll take it. Because God is still good. I still have my family. I still have my friends. I've seen my community support me and my family that they've known for less than a year in ways that I could not comprehend. My friend Brad and his wife April started a GoFundMe page that has had, I don't even know what it's up to at this point. Last time I checked, it was almost $20,000. I've just seen how good God still is, even in the midst of the suffering that I'm going through. And if you need to hear that today, I really hope that you can hear that. A lot of you guys have asked, how can we help? What are your needs? And to be honest, I don't even know at this point. All of our immediate needs have been met in such crazy ways by our community. Our church has been. The amount of love and grace that we've received from our church family has been overwhelming. And they've given us so much more than we could have ever asked for. And I told them last Sunday, like, our house burned down, but I didn't lose our home. And our home is my family, it's our community, it's our friends. Family's been awesome. So the reason I'm making this video, not only for one, I feel like I should say I'm sorry. It's been so long since we posted anything. I know a lot of you care very deeply about us, even though you've never met us before in your life. You've seen so many of our videos. You feel like you're a part of our family, and I'm grateful for you. I need to do better about keeping in communication with you all. This is the first time I really talked about it alone. Well, sort of. I mean, you're here, but I want you to all know that we're going to be okay. And this stings, but I know we're going to be okay. And for those of you who have been asking how you can help, that GoFundMe page that Brad and April started is a great way to help. We have insurance. Don't get me wrong. We have insurance. But there are going to be some things when we talk to our adjuster, we realize that we may not be 100% covered on. Our personal property coverage wasn't as good as we hoped it would have been. Any extra money that we see coming to that, we're going to probably put towards there. So if you do feel so inclined to give, please do so. It will help, and I appreciate any amount of help that we can get to go towards replacing stuff that we lost. But by no means are we in need. Please don't hear me that. If you feel like you want to give, please give, because I know it's more blessed to give than it is to receive. And we are overwhelmed with receiving, but I do not want to take that from anybody. If you feel like you want to give, go for it. Don't feel like it's something that you should withhold. Let that be an outpouring of your heart. I know someday, I can't wait to be able to bless people like we've been blessed that have a tragedy in their life. I wouldn't wish this on anybody, but I know it's going to come, and I hope that day, I look forward to that day that I can to help meet somebody else's needs. So by all means, don't let that be a thing, a hindrance. we're gonna rebuild, and it's gonna be another year. But I'm choosing to look on the bright side of things. The most important things I still have. I still have my family, I still have my community, we still have our friends. All the irreplaceable things are still at our fingertips. And number two, all the things that we wish we would have changed, I guess. That's one way to look at it. But we get a chance. I know people build houses and you go, there's things that I wish I would have changed, so maybe that's a little dark, I don't know. And lastly, and most importantly, despite my circumstances, God's still good. Despite my circumstances, everything's gonna be okay. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you wanna be involved in house build version 2, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Leave us a comment down below. Let us know how you're doing. We love hearing from you. We would appreciate your prayers and your support, anything that you can provide, especially your prayers. I know I'll say this for my family because they would say it if they were here with me right now, but we love you and we thank you all for watching. I'll see you soon on the next video.